12th day of testimony, the trial of Jimmy Lai has shifted focus. Today's questions focused on the period after Hong Kong's national security law went into effect. The media mogul and Catholic convert is accused of trying to undermine that law. Prosecutors claim Lai orchestrated the anti-government protests that swept across Hong Kong back in 2019. Lai has been charged with conspiring and colluding with, quote, foreign forces to undermine Beijing's authority over Hong Kong. And joining us now in the studio is Mark L. Clifford. He is the president of the Committee for Freedom in Hong Kong Foundation and also author of the new book out just this week, The Troublemaker, How Jimmy Lai Became a Billionaire, Hong Kong's Greatest Dissident, and China's Most Feared Critic. Mark, thank you so much for coming on today. We appreciate that.
Great to be here.
Well, before we get to the book, I want to talk about Jimmy and some of the latest updates on him. I know he testified that once the national security law passed, that he did not give up fighting for democracy, but he did admit that he may have taken a different approach. What do you think he meant by that?
Well, he dialed back and he encouraged his staff in particular to be mindful of the fact that this new law had come into effect. None of us really knew what it was going to mean or how forcefully Beijing was going to crack down on Hong Kong. So particularly for the staff, he wanted them to be more careful. For himself, he and I were doing weekly shows where we would invite a number of people and we'd interview them and he'd talk, and he spoke pretty freely. But definitely he was mindful, as we all were, that there was a new order in Hong Kong.
Yeah, and tell folks, I mean, you have known Jimmy for a very long time, and you know that he certainly had the money and the means to leave, but yet he stayed despite the danger to him. Why do you think that was?
Well, he's, I guess, stubborn. He's kind of a troublemaker, but he's a man with principles and with values, and he felt that Hong Kong had given him so much. I mean, he was a refugee from the mainland who left to escape hunger in the mainland, and he became a billionaire in Hong Kong. It gave him freedom, it gave him his family, and he didn't want to leave. He wanted to keep fighting. He said that he would rather be hanging dead from a lamppost in central Hong Kong than to give the communists the satisfaction of saying he ran away. It's just not the kind of guy he is.
Yeah, how important is this trial?
Well, I think it's really important because he is kind of public enemy number one in Beijing's eyes. I don't think it's because of Jimmy Lai that 2 million people were out on the streets of Hong Kong protesting. It's because there's an evil, oppressive government in Beijing that doesn't live up to its promises. But they've decided that he's the symbol of the resistance movement, and they want to crush him. They want him to plead guilty. He is a guy with real values, real principles, a deep Catholic faith, a wonderful wife who's a buttress, Teresa. And I think if he has to, he doesn't want to, but he will stay in prison until the day he dies. We want to see him out. It's time to bring him home. He's a British citizen. He deserves to be out of prison in Hong Kong.
Mark, 30 seconds left. I really quickly want to get to your book. Tell us about the title and why you felt it was so important to tell Jimmy's story.
Well, he's one of the most remarkable and heroic people I've ever met, and he is, in his own words, a troublemaker in the sense of good trouble. He's a man with principles, values, a deep Catholic faith, a remarkable commitment to the free press, and a personality that just won't let go. He has access to media, he has access to money, he has access to his faith, and he has an international network of supporters who want to see him out, and it's just time to bring him home.
Yeah, we're going to leave it right there, Mark. Thank you so much. Congratulations on the new book.
Thank you.